Hey everybody, this is Michael with the Lang Check here today. This is the second show for the Lang News that I'm doing now, and I'm just want to have a chat with you guys about this language stuff. So I found a lot of interesting articles that I'd like to share. Let's go ahead and dive in and talk about them. The first one is about this school that opened up in South Dakota, I think. And there was a guy named Peter Hill. He made this school. It was for the Lakota language, and in that school there were about 5 students that started in 2012, and as it grew, because there were tons of people who were requesting to be in the school, that to the point where now there's literally unborn babies that are on this wait list. So he found this guy named Matt that worked at Red something elementary school. It was a Lakota medium elementary school, and so the guy brought Matt in, and so together they kept building it up, and they were able to secure federal funds. And with that, they went from a daycare, because the daycare was literally in Peter Hill's home. Peter Hill is a native Lakota speaker, fluent Lakota speaker. Matt is a native Lakota speaker, and so they have taken it from a daycare to an early childhood education type thing, like kindergarten and preschool. So now they have, I think, 27 students now in 2 different schools. It's pretty cool. It's growing. They hope to get more people, but the hardest thing for them to do is to find one of the speakers, because out of a population of 15 to 25,000, only 3% of them know how to speak Lakota. That's one of the biggest challenges of it. But I mean, they're going real strong. The elementary school that Matt used to work at, now they've just said kindergarten, first grade now is going to be Lakota immersion grade. So that's pretty awesome. So I'm happy for them, and I hope that keeps growing. Next piece of news I have is Duolingo is coming out with Scottish Gaelic. So a couple days ago on their Twitter account, they announced that they're coming out with Scottish Gaelic. Scottish Gaelic is only spoken by about 60,000 people as per the 2011 United Kingdom census. However, with this new course coming out, they're hoping to garner support for Scottish language and culture. So they were able to find people to make translations for stuff so they can build their modules out with audio, with the grammar notes, and they also are looking for various translations. So, because not everything can be said one way, everything has more than one way to be said in any language. They're hoping that with this they can garner up support for it, so that people in Scotland will find more value in the language as they go on. I wish them the best of luck. Let's hope that course brings out people. There's actually a registration page where you can go and sign up. So I have the link to all the articles below, so you can click on that, go to the bottom of that article, and click on the link that they have for Scottish Gaelic to learn. So if you're looking forward to learning it, I recommend you go on there. So the next one, another one similar. So in Forbes, they wrote that the platform called Drop, which is already a leading language learning platform, I believe it is a paid platform, but you can learn American Sign Language, or ASL, on there for 5 minutes a day for free. And so they worked with a designer and a senior artist from Gallaudet University, which is the only university in the world that specifically builds courses and degree programs to accommodate deaf speakers. So they got a senior designer to design signs of hand signs, emotions, and develop the modules and create graphic art for these modules. So they have 2 apps. They have one called Scripts, and they have one, I forget what the other one's called, but it's for learning languages. So they're hoping to bring more awareness to deaf communities by putting this app out there, offer this language out there, so that more and more people will learn. So there's been a lot of news out there lately about deaf communities and their languages, and bringing up awareness for them. So I'm hoping that there will be more awareness, and that more and more people will continue to learn, because there are now 72 million deaf people in the world, and 450 or so million patients with hearing loss. So that number is only going up. So we have this one now. In India, the amount of users watching YouTube videos in regional languages has skyrocketed. So in 2012, there were only 2 users there that were using regional languages such as Hindi or Bengali or Malayalam or Tamil, any of those languages. India has like more than 40 official languages, and there were only 2 users in 2012 that had more than 1 million subscribers. Today, there are over 1,200 users with more than 1 million subscribers, and there are about 265 million people in India who are watching these videos regularly in these different languages. These, it's not just education videos. Like, they have stuff on computers, on dance, on music, cooking, all these different topics in different languages. And Bengali has been growing by 100% for years. So it's pretty cool to see that more and more people are using the platform to address this problem of not having enough videos in these languages, and that there are tons and tons of new YouTube stars coming out with videos that people can watch in their regional languages, because less than 20% of the Indian population can speak conversant English, according to this article. So I find it really fascinating that they're able to watch these videos in their native languages. So bravo, keep going with that. So this next one is kind of sad. There was a Dutch family, I think it was in the Netherlands actually. There was an Austrian man owned the home. They just called him the Austrian man, or Tyrion the Austrian, something like that. And he kept these people captive against their will. They don't know whether it was against their will or not, but for 10 years. But a lot of the people in this family, this Dutch family that escaped, were there for more than 10 years. So there was a guy there. He was the oldest one, the oldest youth that was there. He was 25. He went to a local bar in the city, in that local town. He downed 5 drinks, and then he finally spilled the beans about what was going on and said, hey, we're being held captive against our will. They literally have us in slavery. Like, when authorities found the rest of them, they were speaking this incomprehensible language. They called it a fantasy language, and they said that they could hardly speak Dutch. They weren't really able. A lot of what they said was incomprehensible. People could not understand anything that they were saying. So it was interesting. It was interesting to note that the people that were in this village, in this little home, and you could see pictures of it from the article in the New York Post, that it was like this area. It had cameras there. It had these gardens. So I guess they grew their own crops and stuff to live. And there were trees surrounding it. And the guy that owned the property, this Austrian man, he would be frequently looking at the cameras. And if people got too close, he would basically shoot them off his property. Like, hey, this ain't your land. Get off. He got caught. He's going to be going to court, I believe, next week in Europe somewhere. And yeah, that's really sad that all these people were held against their will for so long, and they can't even it's unknown to what level these people have, or to what level these people can speak their native languages. But it's kind of sad that their proficiency is at a point now where they can't talk. So the last one is New Jersey recently passed a law that requires credit card reporting agencies are being sued because New Jersey is requiring that the 3 biggest ones, I believe it's TransUnion, Equifax, and I forget the third one. But there's 3 major credit institutions in the United States that provide credit services, and they're the 3 biggest ones. So when you go and you check your credit report in the United States, you can see your credit score, which is just an indicator of whether you can purchase stuff with a credit card, or whether a place will give you credit for credit money for buying something if you don't have it in cash. And so they've required that this be done in 10 different languages and Spanish. And these people were just like, how are we supposed to we don't want to translate our credit reports into 11 different languages outside of English. We're not doing that. So there's one organization that's representing all 3 of these firms, and they are suing the New Jersey government for this. But the thing is that the law is mostly beneficial, as according to the article, and that for non-English speaking citizens, they want to be able to purchase stuff. They want to be able to read the report and know what's going on in the report. They want to be able to look at it and correct it if they need to, because if they can't correct it, then they can't get services. Like they can't get houses. They can't start a business. There's a lot of stuff that they can't do just because they can't speak English. And we can talk all day about whether English should or shouldn't be known by people living in America. That's not the point. The point is that the law was passed so these people could assess this in their own native languages. So it's kind of sad that this is happening. So I wish the victims the best of luck in this case, and and hopefully something gets settled in court soon with them, and we'll see what happens. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any articles that you'd like to recommend for the future, post them below. Or if you'd like me to look into a particular topic, please message me at Language Shack at gmail.com. Visit my site, linkshack.org, and subscribe to me if you'd like more. If you'd like to see more shows like this, and a video every Tuesday and a show every Saturday. So, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your support as always, and come back next Saturday for the next episode of Esquina.